Hello, hello! Today's fun project are these flower crowns. I wanted to make sure that I did these in time for Mother's Day. Of course, we are all the queens of our household, and I think it's a great way to honor Mom with a crown of flowers. You can also make these for weddings. You can make these for a communion. You can make these for a fun, festive day at the park with a concert going on. So I wanted to do this just in time for spring and summer, and they're super duper easy to make with Dollar Tree supplies, and this costs you under $5 to make. So let's get started on what you need. Okay, so for this project, what you're going to need is your flowers of your choice. Now, I picked several different colors, and I chose white. And I decided to do this around Mother's Day because those of us that are moms, we are queen of our castle. But remember, you can use flower crowns for all kinds of occasions. You can make a pretty white one for a communion. You can make it for a wedding. You can have a little flower girl with baby's breath. And what I love is Dollar Tree has a nice variety for you to choose from. You can use these for dance recitals, so it's not just for Mother's Day for the crowns. So what you're going to need is at least 2 or 3, and the reason that you need more of the flowers is because we're going to use the stems. Now, if you've watched previous videos of mine, I always tell you keep the flower stems. So if you kept the flower stems, then you would probably only need 1 or 2 bunches of flowers depending on how you want to make yours. Now, I have made mine with 1 of the white because there's more than enough flowers on here to do the crown. So it's just depending on what colors you want, but just keep in mind that we're going to use this as our crown itself. And I'll tell you what, it's going to be nice and sturdy, it's not going to fall apart, and they're going to be beautiful. So you don't have to buy anything else, no wire or anything, because we're going to use these. So you need a bunch of flowers. Just remember, don't buy just 1, buy at least 2, and make sure the length is long enough to wrap around your head, okay? Or whosever head you're making it for. So I have some extra ones here that I've used, in the past, and I've saved. And the other thing you're going to need is some scissors. I like the floral scissors because they have this rigid end and they can cut wire and different things like that. But Dollar Tree also carries snips, so you might want to get a pair of snips, and these cut wire. Usually all these items are in the floral section, so you should be able to find them. If not, check the hardware section, but I have my own. And zip ties. Now, some of you may want to try something different other than the zip ties when we actually make our circle. The only thing is I don't know how well it's going to hold, so I don't know. Some of you may say, well, can I use wire or can I use this? I don't know, because I use zip ties because I want it nice and secure, and I don't want it to snap and break, or use wire and have it poking in your head or anything like that. So it's entirely up to you how you decide to make your circle, but I would highly recommend for $1, you'll use these on other projects and use a zip tie. Okay, so first things first is, the other thing you need is floral tape. Okay, so this is very important. Dollar Tree sells these in the packages. They are also by all the floral items, and you need this because this is what we're going to use to wrap our crown to begin with, okay? So what we're going to do is I am going to use, let's see here, 1, 2, I'm going to use these here because these are a little longer, so I want to use it about up to here, but you have to remember to give yourself enough on here to wrap onto your crown, okay? So if you want the leaf in your crown, make sure you push it up and then snip it so that you give enough length, because I'll show you how important that is to make sure that you have this much on there as we're going, okay? So again, this one, the leaf is already pushed up. Just push your leaves up or off, because nothing can be on here when we get to the part of actually making our crown. Okay? And this one has the tag, so let's pull this up. There. Okay, so we have 1 done, and then I have some that are already done. So let me see which one I can use. I think I'll use this one. I'm going to pull. It doesn't matter what color this is because it's all getting covered up. Okay? So again, if you've watched a few of my videos in the past where I've used these, you're going to use your green floral tape to make that happen, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to come to the base. So this is the part with the flowers on, and this is the base. And I'm going to start wrapping it here. Now the reason I'm not going on the other side is because it's easier to go against it this way than fighting with it this way, okay? So you want to make sure you're going against this. Although on the other one we may have to, okay? So I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so just, and as you're doing this, pull this floral tape tight. Okay? So that this holds this nice and in place. Okay, so now we're about up to there, and I said I was going to use this one. So now we are going to have to go against that wire as we're making this, but it's okay, you just got to work a little bit slower to make it happen. Okay, and some of you might say, well, can't I snip down and just use the stems? You could, but you're wasting a lot of material, and you're not even going to see all of this once you start putting your flowers on, and it really doesn't matter. So I would say don't waste you know, the stems by cutting them down or anything, because it doesn't matter once you get going. See? So you'll have one long piece. Okay? And you do want to do the whole thing because you want it to all match. So don't just twine it and then leave it, because you want it to all match when you can see the flower crown on the head, okay? So let's go back to the center, because I just want to make sure that everything is nice and secure right here, especially where we just joined those two pieces. Okay, so you don't have to go all the way down, you just want to go back in the center. So you may only need two depending on the size of the head. Okay, so I obviously have a big head. So if you're making these for kids, I would bet any amount of money, I'm almost there. I'm only about 2 or 3 inches shy. So I do have a smaller one here. And I only need, but I don't want to do it too short because I want to be able to join it with the zip tie. So I'm going to cut these off right here. You got to get through that wire. So you can even use snips, like if you get those at a hardware store. You can use snips, you can use different things, but you obviously need to cut through the wire on these. Okay, so now that I have that done, this is going to be more than enough for me to wrap around my whole head, and we're just going to keep doing this. Okay, we're going to add this around this. And you have a whole week to make some flower crowns, or better yet, sit with your mom and your granddaughters and make some flower crowns for Mother's Day coming up. Celebrate a birthday. Okay, I kind of messed that up a little bit. So I always like to show that everything's not always easy for me either, and I don't want people to give up. So even though I'm having a little bit of a struggle, and you got to make sure it's overlapping. Make sure that you have enough that's overlapping so that it doesn't come apart on you. Okay, so I got about 1 inch in here so that it's not going to come apart on me. And this is going to be towards the back anyway, so you're not going to see it. Okay, so if I struggled a little bit, but you can see I put in a couple of inches, and now I'm going around so that it's nice and connected. Okay, so this is what I mean. You might need 3 flower stems, so you need 3 bunches of flowers. Okay, and we want this completely covered. Like I said, we don't want to see the green stem, we want to see the green floral. Okay, I was making these for my store, and I was putting them on the little mannequins, and I thought they were really cute, so I wanted to share them with all of you. And I never saw a video on making them from Dollar Tree stems, so this might be new for all of you. And again, I am going back to the beginning where I had to join it, and I'm pulling this really tight so that my extra piece here does not come off. Okay? So just make sure when you're doing this that you get it nice and tight so that everything sticks. And again, we're going to be putting our flowers on here, so it's going to be even more secure. Okay? So there we have it. Our nice long piece. But you got to pull this tight. See what I mean? You got to pull it tight so that it sticks. Okay? So we're like that, and now we're going to put it around the head. Now, if you don't have the person's head there, just make sure that you don't make it too small where it's not going to rest on, you know, the head properly, and you want it to fit so that it's not going to come off easy. Okay, so I'm about right there. So you can see that I have more than enough for it to go on my head. I have a barrette in my hair, so. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our zip ties, and this is where I'm saying you want to use zip ties, because otherwise it might change its shape and everything. But once you have a zip tie on it, it's going to be great. And all you need are 2 zip ties. Okay? So we're going to put it back on my head. And I thought it was about right there, which is perfect. And we're going to put a zip tie here. Sorry. I need a third hand. Okay? So there's a zip tie, and once you put a zip tie here, it's going to be nice and secure. Okay, so when you pull it, make sure it's nice and secure, nice and tight. See how nice and tight that is, and it's holding the ring together? And now cut off the extra. Okay, so this is the back of your crown. Okay, because some of you are going to say, well, you can see that. You're not going to see it. We're going to wrap this again. Okay, so here's your circle, and it goes right on your head. Okay, so now we're going to take our floral tape again, and we are going to wrap our zip ties so that we can't see them. Okay. And I always tell you guys, if you don't want to do it this way, if you want to use less on something, that's entirely up to you. You can do things however you want to do it. I just do it this way because I want a nice, clean, finished look. I don't want it to come apart on me. And hey, you can go to concerts in the park and everybody's wearing different flower crowns. And, well, at least depending on where you go. Like if you go to the Grateful Dead, come on, they're all wearing flower crowns. It's peace, love, and happiness, right? Right. Okay, so we covered up our zip ties. Okay. And again, this isn't going to matter because we are going to put a flower there and it's going to be covered. Okay. So now what we're going to do is, do you remember these little flowers that we got? We're going to start to wrap these on our crown. And the way we're going to wrap them is just the stem that we cut off, and we're just going to keep overlapping the flowers as we go. Okay, so you make sure you have a full roll of the floral tape when you start this project. Okay, so I might not use the white roses on this one. I wasn't real sure what I was going to do, but I think I might just have enough with the blues and the greens and things like that. Okay, so put it on here and try to get it like towards the top more, because you are going to wear the crown and you want the flowers to be more on the side and more on the top. Okay, don't give yourself too much on the floral tape. You might want to like pull a piece off to make it easier than working with the whole ring. Okay, so we're just wrapping our stem. And then we're going to overlap the next flower. Okay. Okay, so we have one on. And you're going to like make the shape as you're going. So which is nice that you can, you know, readjust everything. Okay, so there's one. And I just thought it would be pretty to use these different. So see how much I have cut off there? You want to make sure you at least have that much so that when you're making your crown, they kind of overlap each other and it'll be really pretty when we're finished. Okay? Or maybe Oh, I'm going to do it this way. Okay, I wasn't sure what colors I had. And I'm always going to start and then pull my piece off. Okay. And if you wanted, you could also use these for like a centerpiece. So if you wanted to make these and you wanted to put them like on a table and you wanted like a dessert bowl or something there, that would be really cute for a table as well. So you don't only have to make flower crowns to wear on your head, you can make them for a display as well. Okay? Okay, so we got 2 done. Let me do some purple. Okay, we're going to mix this up. And I'm going to keep going around on my crown, and I'm going to come back when I'm completely finished so you guys can see how pretty my crown came out. Okay, so I will be back in just 1 minute. So I am back, and there's a few things that we have to fix, but I wanted to do it on camera so that you guys can see how I did it. Now, you see some of the flowers are kind of sticking up here, and what I'm going to do is I am going to actually use some of our floral tape, and we're going to just put a small piece in there to hold it down. Okay, see how it's popping up right here? Because what we did was we taped the actual stem down, but we didn't do the flowers. So for these, all you're going to do is peel, a piece off, and you're going to actually get the stem of the flowers. So just push the flowers out of the way and get the stem, because the leaf will cover it all up. Okay, so we're going to put this on here, and we're going to tape this around to keep it nice and secure. Okay, and the leaf is going to cover that up, but it's going to be nice so that our flowers aren't bouncing all over the place. Okay, it's a little hard to get in there because of the leaves and the flowers, but you'll get it. Okay, and remember to pull it tight so that this floral tape stays, okay, because that's what makes it sticky, and it makes it stay together. And your fingers will even start to get sticky working with it. Okay, so we have a few of those to do, and these are the green ones that are doing that because they're a little bit bigger flower than the rest of them. And our leaves kind of cover up what we want to make sure you can't see on the brim of our crown. Okay, so push the flowers out of the way so you just have the stems of your flowers. Okay, just the stems right here, right before your leaf comes in. Okay, pull it tight. Oops. You got to hold it with your other finger as you start to pull it tight so that it doesn't come apart on you, because it's not going to stick like tape will stick. It sticks as you start to pull it and it gets on there. Okay, and then we're going to finish the bottom part and we're going to be all done with our flower crowns. So this is something fun, and as I was doing this I thought, wow, how fun would it be to make a crown for those of us that finished our chemo. I thought a pretty pink crown when we're all done would be wonderful, and I'm just thinking of it now. I might have to make myself a crown with pretty pink flowers because I'm done with my chemo. So I thought that that was a perfect idea, and this one is more than likely going to be a little bigger because I'm still wearing my wig because my hair is just starting to grow out. So I don't have all my hair yet, and it's not even long enough to do anything with it. So this is made according to the size with the wig on and not my natural hair. Okay, but I wanted to do this because Mother's Day was coming. Okay, so there we have it, and here's our 2 little points so you can see how cute are these. Come on now, every mom, every grandma, we got to celebrate our lives. Okay, so we're just going to finish these 2 bumps off here. So the other thing I wanted to show you is on some of these I didn't do the whole stem. I just took flowers like this and I wrapped them on, and that's what I'm going to do here again, and then I'm going to add the last remaining flowers that I want to add. So you don't need a full stem. So if you wanted to do smaller flowers like this, you could. So it's entirely up to you. Just get creative and just remember to leave yourself enough so that you can actually get the stem on there. So you need some type of stem that you can wrap around to get this done. Okay, I just love these colors together. I thought they were so pretty. Okay, so now we need a purple one to finish off our last, and we got a mixture of leaves in there, so that makes it pretty. Okay, so we're going to put this one on here, and I think that's going to be it. We're going to be done after this one here. Okay, so we're going to get this on here, and that is covering those bumps that I told you about. So actually we might have to put a little bit more. Maybe we'll put a blue one there. Okay, and we're going to be all finished with our flower crown. I wanted to make sure that I did this in time for Mother's Day, but as I told you all, there's so many things that you can do with these. Okay, have fun. And you can see how easy this was to make, and it cost, I used 3 of the flower stems, so that's 3 bunches of flowers. And I have enough tape here that I cut off. I'm going to actually put another blue one right here. Okay, so I can finish this off and not have to cut anymore. Okay, so we're right there. Let's see if I can get this on here. And there you have it. We have beautiful flower crowns. So as I was saying, this cost $3 because I needed 3 flower stems. And you need the floral tape, so that's $4. And you might have zip ties. If you choose to use something else, just be careful that it doesn't come apart on you. And this is something fun you can make with the kids as well. I know a lot of you say, I look forward to the projects I can make with the kids. How fun would this be to make, to have the grandkids or the kids make for a Mother's Day gift and make pretty flower crowns for whatever occasion you want. I thought these were so cute, and it's all the way around, so you can see the back. And I hope you enjoy making your own. This was a really, really, really fun project, and happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Congratulations to those of you that want to make these for your wedding. And if you're going to celebrate life, make these pink ones for the ones that have completed chemo and we're on our road to recovery. So thank you for watching, and I will see all of you really, really soon. Bye now.